something I need to talk to you about for the next good 30 minutes or so. It's a bit more serious, but I think it will help you in as far as your performance is concerned. I call these qualities of the modern executive secretary. I don't know if when I started, did I tell you that this function of an executive PA or executive function has evolved over the years? The trends in the world now are that if you're an executive PA, that is supposed to be a managerial function. Did you hear me? Mm-hmm. Not an administrative function, but a managerial function. I remember I had a PA I trained one from New York. She had 14 subordinates. I think I told your group the other time. 14 subordinates. And we're talking about someone who is operating at an executive level. So this is where you should be. And modern trends are going in that direction. So I just want to give you what I call qualities of a good executive PA. I'll just list them one by one and explain a little bit. Number one is what Lele spoke about. It's called confidentiality. Write down confidentiality. Did I say it right? Yes. Confidentiality. You should be able to keep things that are not yet for public consumption to yourself. You know, I don't know what's wrong with some PAs. If they know something, they have to tell somebody. You know those ones? She'll be pacing up in an office like this, you know, like, I have to tell, who am I going to tell? I'm going to die with this information. You know, like, she's going to die. Keep it to yourself, because you guys, you know some information that some other people don't know. You even know who's going to get fired. Isn't that so? Confidentiality is number one. All right. Number two, you must be, the other word is dependable. You must be dependable. Right. Dependability talks about, you know, if I were to use proper English, I would say it's the certainty of proper performance of duty. Your superiors should be able to depend on you. When you say, hey, Mrs. Dube is so diplomatic, what do you mean? When you say Toby is so diplomatic, yes?
She has a way of putting
She has a way of putting words.
Putting things
in the right way.
Yeah.
The way you do the things.
Saying the right things at the right time.
In other words, it's knowing what to say, knowing what not to say, knowing what to do, knowing what not to do. I always use an example. Imagine, I want to take you back. Imagine you are a young girl. You just employed, now you're a PA. You are PA to this guy, a much older guy. You almost want to call him dad, okay?
Yes.
He's much older than you, and there's this respect thing going on between you and him. Now he's going for a meeting, and his zip is down. What do you do, diplomatically? What do you do, madam? Yes, tell me.
It happened to me.
It happened to you?
Yeah.
What did you do?
He was rushing off to a meeting.
Yeah.
So I said, you've forgotten something in the office. And he said, no, I'm in a hurry, I'm in a hurry.
Yeah.
I said, please come, I just want to show you what you forgot.
All right.
And then he came back reluctantly. And I said, please, zip up your...
Diplomacy has a lot to do with knowing, in other words, you're saying, ability to deal with other people without creating hostility.
Yeah.
Are you getting me? So for example, if you're a manager or a leader of some sort, you never reprimand people in public.
Yeah.
You reprimand them in private. That is diplomacy. If your boss is in such a situation, his dip is down, you know, maybe if you're so maybe afraid to tell him what you could do, what if you find another man quickly to go and tell him, if there's time for that? Sometimes you could be a man and your boss is a woman. And sometimes women forget to close their buttons and she's not saying anything, isn't it? Then you go to another woman quickly, she can ask, and then that's it. That is called diplomacy. You are being tactful, you are being diplomatic. As a PA, you need to have that. You cannot be a PA who just, you know, will just come out the way they come in your head, they just come out like that. No, you need to know what to do and what not to do. That's being diplomatic. So all PAs need to have diplomacy. It's a very important skill. Another skill you need...
Okay, people are saying it's over.
Another skill you need is called loyalty. Everybody say loyalty.
Loyalty.
What is loyalty? Loyalty means faithfulness to an organization, faithfulness to a cause, faithfulness to your function. You're supposed to be faithful to your organization. All right. We don't want a PA, a PA who doesn't have loyalty will do something like this. So let me give an example, okay? I'm a client, and my good friend here, Ketiwe, she's let's say you are the PA, and she's your boss. If you don't have diplomas, this is what's going to happen. So I'm going to call you, I'm a client. I will say, Ketiwe, please tell your boss to call me at 2 o'clock when she comes back. And you'll be like, no, sure, sir, I will do that, Okay, fine. 2 o'clock, she doesn't call me back. All right? I'm upset. Now, I'm the client. I'm upset, isn't it? I'll pick up the phone. Why didn't you tell your boss to call me? If she doesn't have loyalty, you know what she will do? She will go like, he didn't call you. Hey, I don't know what's wrong with that person. You know what I told him to call you? Their peers will do that. They end up selling their managers. Or sometimes, if you don't have loyalty, you get a client who is so angry, they come shouting and shouting at you towards the organization about what the organization did and so on and so on. People who are not loyal, they end up joining the customer and they start shouting at the organization together now. She's an employee. They start complaining about the Reserve Bank, complaining about UNISA, for instance. You need to have what is called diplomacy. Everybody say, loyalty. Loyalty. Very good. The next one you need is called bearing. Everybody say bearing. Bearing. Bearing is spelled like this. All right? Now, there are certain things you don't do. I'm talking about grooming, dressing, language, the way you carry yourself. Huh? How do you carry yourself? You're a lady, man. How do you carry yourself? Like a what? Like a lady. You are in the office, ladies don't run. You find some ladies running to the printer. In a skirt, she's running to the printer. What if you fall down? And your legs are everywhere in the... If you're a lady, you walk, isn't it? You go to the printer, you finish, you go back. You see, you've got good carriage. And your bearing talks about even in the way you dress. You can't wear a skirt which starts where it ends. You're a PA. What kind of a PA is that? Skirt, it starts there, it just ends there somewhere. How long should your skirt be, Mrs. Tube? How long should it be if you are a PA representing the governor of the bank? Okay, because this is also above, but this is also... Which above are you talking about? Not below your knees.
That's the thing they're showing us. The knees just the knees.
Why are you looking at me? Just talk to me. Okay, how long does your skirt be? Okay, just maybe knee length or just 2 fingers or so above your leg, isn't it? Something like that. That's how it should be. Say integrity. A good PA should have integrity. What is integrity? How would you define integrity? How would you define integrity? What do you think? Yes. Integrity. When you say this person is integrity, how you portray yourself. Integrity. Integrity talks about uprightness of character. You see, she spoke about fraud and so on earlier. As a PA, your character must be upright. You mustn't be blamed for anything. In other words, you must have your character unquestionable. Right, I will say this, and I don't know how you will take it, but there are some PAs that came before you guys. PAs of other PAs that have created a very bad reputation for the profession. You know why? Because they started having sexual relationships with their bosses. Is it not true?
It's true. Very true.
If you are, let me speak to this thing. If you are having a sexual relationship, I'm talking today. I'm not talking to you, okay? Those things, they affect you. You should have integrity. You tell the truth.
Be honest.
Try to tell the truth all the time. Don't lie. You should have integrity. This is very, very important. The last one, you should have what is called emotional intelligence. Say emotional intelligence.
Emotional intelligence.
Being a PA is hard. Being a secretary is hard sometimes because you get people that sort of get on your nerves all the time. Maybe even your boss gets on your nerves. Maybe clients get on your nerves. Maybe colleagues get on your nerves. In psychology, this is what you will learn. I want you to look at me, everybody. A human being is made up of 3 things. This is in psychology now. How many things? 3. You are made up of a physical body. This body that you see is so that you can be able to relate with physical things. So you can be able to sit down, so you can eat, so you can get in your car to drive to South Africa for a Secretary's Day. So you can put on those clothes. You need a physical body. If you didn't have a physical body, you wouldn't be able to put those clothes. You need a body. This body is like your house where you live in. This is emotional intelligence now. But you also have a mind. Say mind. Mind. Okay, so now you don't have a body, you have a mind. Your mind is so that you can be able to relate with intellectual things. So for you to add, if I ask you a question, what is 1 plus 1? You use your mind, not your body. Your body can't calculate things, but your mind can calculate things. Your mind can reason. It can tell you, don't do this because of A, B, C, D. That is the mind. Then number 3, you have what is called this thing that houses your emotions. Your emotions are not in your mind. It's a person who lives in your body, who has emotions, who can feel angry, who can feel hurt, who can feel happy, who can feel scared. All these are emotions. So 3 things. 1, physical body, the mind for reasoning, and the emotional person. I want to pack that somewhere. There's a question I want to ask you. Here's the question. What would you do if your boss starts shouting at you in front of other people? Let's say it really happened. That real boss, that woman or that guy, he starts screaming at you. You are such an idiot. Why did you do A, B, C, D? No. They continue like this. Wait for him to finish. When he's done, then what? All right. This is you.
Yes. Try to like get into his mind and
okay.
Understand why.
What about you? Let's say it really happened. What would you do?
Yeah, in front of people, I wouldn't say anything. Yeah. But probably when people are gone, and when I've also calmed down, because definitely I'll be angry myself. So
you'll be angry yourself?
Yeah.
I want one last person. What did you do?
So
what would you do if it's, let's say it really happened, that boss, that woman or that guy, he really shouts at you, embarrassing in front of everybody. What would you do?
I'll shout them.
You shout back. Human behavior into 3 categories, okay? The first behavior is called aggressive behavior. Everybody say aggressive behavior.
Aggressive behavior.
You see, there are people who, by default, they are naturally inclined to become aggressive. You get 2 types of aggressive people, okay? Type A and type B. Now, I want to show you. You see, in the case where the boss shouts, it's an aggressive person. Type A is the type that shouts back right there, and not in a nice way. They will go like, you too! Your mother too! All of you in your village, you know, they are like that. Do you know people like those ones? You know what? True story. I trained a PA who said this to a minister. A minister here in South Africa, a big minister. She said, I was telling him, you took to his forehead. I don't care. What? She was giving it to him. You know, like. Type A. That's aggressive, right? But there's another type of aggressiveness. Type what? B. This type B doesn't shout back. Okay, so the boss is shouting and she was standing there. And she continues like that. When you are finished and the boss is going back to his office, this one will follow him to his office. And they close the door behind him. So, what was that all about? It's called what? It's called aggressive behavior. Still, it's aggressive. Because remember, by definition, aggressiveness, these are people who speak their minds and with no respect. They don't care who you are. They can shout at the governor. You know your governor? Yeah. That guy. An aggressive person can shout at him, doesn't care. Yeah. When she sees him tomorrow, she'll be like, good morning, sir. Like nothing happened. Like, passive behavior. Everybody say passive behavior.
Passive behavior.
So, what are passive people? Now, passive people, they're almost, I would say, the opposite of aggressive people. These are people who, they can't shout back. When the boss shouts at them, they just go to the bathroom, cry, like seriously cry, wipe all the tears, come back and continue like nothing happened.
Never.
You know, these people find it difficult to say no to anything. They are very nice and sweet. Normally taken advantage of by other people. Even if you say, let's go to Cape Town, they'll be like, okay. They are what? Passive. Sweet people. Alright. But number 3 It's called assertive behavior. Everybody say assertive behavior.
Assertive behavior.
Now you know there is a confusion now between these two people. Aggressiveness and assertiveness. So what is the difference? So by contrast, okay, assertive people, these are people who speak their mind, but this time they do it with respect. So for example, they both shout and shout and shout. It's an assertive person. This person doesn't shout back. What they will do, they wait for him to finish. They just stand there. They have what is called emotional intelligence. That is the point I want to make actually. They have what is called emotional intelligence. They are able to control their emotions. So they will shout and shout and shout and shout. I mean the boss, when it's finished, done. They will wait for the right time. The right time could be the end of that day. It could be tomorrow. Let's say it's the next day. The boss is done shouting now. They know it's the right time. Now this guy will go to the office. Knock, knock, knock. Please come in. You see, if it's the right time, he will invite you into his office. The problem of following him into his office, he's still angry. He's going to shout at you again. So tomorrow, they will knock. He gets in. Excuse me, sir, can I talk to you for a second? Yeah, sure. Sit down. Now, this is the technique. I want to show you something here. You see? By the way, guys, do you know that no one can make you angry? No one can make you upset. It's what they do or what they say that makes you upset. So always attack the action, not the person. Right, so we talk about action here. Here you have feeling here. I want to show you how to use the eye technique. Here you have effect. And then you have remedy. So, please come in, take a seat. Can I talk to you for a second, sir? Yeah, sure, what's wrong? You know, sir, when you shout at me in public, it makes me feel embarrassed. And it has a negative effect on my performance. Remedy, I would prefer that next time if I do something wrong, you speak to me in what? In private. Right. That is being assertive. Yes. You're not being forceful, you're not being apologetic. You're simply speaking your mind, but in a respectful manner. Oh, yes. Are you getting what I'm saying? Yes. Look at the difference here. In a meeting, if an aggressive person disagrees with you, they will say things like, you are wrong. You see the word, they use the word you. An assertive person will say, I beg to differ, sir. Or I have a different opinion. An assertive person will say, Verna, I don't like the way you look at me. That is assertive. An aggressive person will say, why are you looking at me like that? Can you say there's a word you somewhere? Yeah. And it has nothing to do with whether your voice is loud or whatever. It has to do with the words you are using. Some people are very aggressive but very calmly. Even you see people who talk a lot of rubbish but in a very calm manner. You know them? Very calmly. Right. Let's go back to emotional intelligence now. Good. How many parts make a human being? 3. It's the body, the mind, and the emotional person. Right, just move this way. I want you to do this, everybody. Do this, everybody, with your hands. Come on, everybody, do this. Right. This, call this reason. Say reason. Reason. This is emotion. Emotion. Okay, put your hands down. Look. So, the voice is shouting at you. You know what the mind is saying? The mind is saying, Toby, don't shout back. If you shout back, you may lose your job. If you lose your job, what's going to happen to your kids? That's how the mind works. But then this guy here, the emotion, doesn't say that. He says, I mean, show him what you're made of. Now, why is he talking to you like this? Can you see there's an opposition between reason and what? And emotion. Now, why are they fighting? They are fighting to get control of the body. Whoever wins the war between them will get complete access of the body. And the body is very obedient. It can do anything. That is why I said anyone is capable of doing anything. Even you sitting here are capable of murder. You just need the right circumstances, the right environment, the right motive, and the right tools around you. And the right person to do it. But if you need to have emotional intelligence. Right. Do this, everybody, with you. I want to teach you something here. What is on top? Reason, right? Yes. What is this? Emotion. So, remember what reason is saying. He's saying, Mrs. Dube, don't shout back. If you shout back, this is what's going to happen. But this guy is saying, shout back. So there's an opposition between reason and emotion. So if he continues shouting, your emotions, I want you to follow me. Your emotions begin to rise. Let's listen together. Your emotions begin to rise. Why is emotion rising? Because he wants to overtake who? Reason. So he can get control of who? The body. Now, one more time. Let's go. He's shouting and he's not stopping this guy. You are such this. You are such this. Okay, this guy is rising. You can feel it inside you. It's coming, like it's really coming. You know, it's coming. When you get here, this is called a point of equilibrium. Say equilibrium. You see here, the body has no master. This is where you find yourself shaking. You ever find yourself shaking when someone you start feeling itchy? You want to, you know, your body is saying, guys, you're confusing me. Tell me what to do, man. I don't know what to do. That's what your body is saying. So what is the lesson you're learning? Look, if your emotions keep rising and rising, then they go above your reason. Now, who is controlling the body? Emotions. This is why you end up saying to your boss, you too, your mother too, and all your brothers and all your sisters, all of you. One last time, the lesson. This is the lesson. Do this one last time. Everybody? When your boss is shouting at you, and your emotions are rising, follow me, and your emotions are rising, always raise your reason. And they rise again, raise your what? Your reason. And again, and again, and again. So that you always keep your reason above your emotions. Do you know emotions can get you into trouble?
Yes.
A good PA needs to have good emotional intelligence. Is it easy?
No.
But is it doable?
Yes.
I'm not saying the next time your boss shouts at you, you just go like, no, I'm not like that. You do this within your body, okay? Let's just go through again. I said number one, qualities of a good PA, one, confidentiality, dependable. You should have diplomacy. You should have loyalty, right?
Yes.
Bearing, integrity, emotional intelligence. All those characteristics are important. You should have, you know what? You should have a heart which is strong. You know, when people make you upset, have this heart. Where if they are spoken to, they just come and they fall down.
Yeah.
You can't be taking everything that people say to you. Even your boss sometimes when he's angry, and he says some words to you that are not nice. Isn't that so? What you should do is have this heart which is able to put words away. As soon as they come, you don't take them too hard.